Hey, welcome back, Happy Hempsters. This is Dee Dee Taylor.
And I'm Beth Panati.
We are your Hempin Happiness queens, and we are here to talk about quite a few things today. Sorry, it's been a while. My schedule just gets a little bit crazy, and it's hard for me to get in here and make a podcast sometimes. Beth is here a lot more than I am, apparently, lately. Some days I feel like I have 8 jobs. I'm just saying.
You do.
I do. I kind of do.
Jobs.
So for those that don't know, I sit on 3 boards, and I have 2. Well, technically, I have 3 businesses. One I am a partner to, which is with my husband, and then the other 2 are the retail stores. So I stay relatively busy.
You have more businesses than that because
do.
you have your brands.
I have my brands. And you run a household, so that's a bit. That is a freaking full-time business. Yes. And I love my husband, but my God, does he have some ideas? I have to bring him back down to earth sometimes, y'all. So we're getting in today. What was it? A couple weeks ago, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, actually, going almost 3. I did an interview. We're just jumping right into it, by the way. I did an interview with WHAS, and it was regarding the auditor,
Allison Bell is doing the right thing.
Is it Ball or Bell?
Oh, I thought it was Bell. I could be wrong. Maybe it's Ball.
I think it's Ball. I think it's Allison Ball. Our apologies. But she has filed requests to audit the lottery drawings for the medical cannabis license. She had gotten a ton of complaints from people about this whole process, and the Attorney General at one point did reach out to me, and I told them what I thought about it. And honestly, I never thought I'd hear from them again. So I kind of figured, oh, well, whatever. It's like everything else in the state. Nobody really gives a flying rat's ass about local businesses or the hemp farmers or the retailers. Because they have proven that over and over and over again. And so I was kind of happy to hear about it. I'm not going to lie. When that dropped, and the anchor reached out to me, she's like, I want your opinion. I'm like, sure. Well, one thing, she asked a question. She asked me if people should be upset about this, about the audit. And I said, they absolutely should be upset, but not because the audit is happening, but because of the way the entire program was rolled out. That's what people should be upset about, because it hurt the small businesses, it hurt our Kentucky farmers, and it hurt our Kentucky processors. Now, am I a sore loser because I didn't win? No. And unfortunately, people don't see it that way. We end up getting some hate mail, some hate message I got on my personal Facebook page.
They gotta say something.
That I'm just a big crybaby because I didn't win.
Yeah, and that's not true at all. And our customers are, come in, they're like, I'm so sad you all didn't win. It's like, well, we're not, because look at the investment these people have had to make to set up a business, and they're not making any money because we don't have product available, because we don't have these businesses already established here in Kentucky.
Right. So all these big cannabis businesses came into the state and literally bought their way in the lottery, that fair and equitable lottery, which is bullshit, because folks like me, I'm not the only one. But folks like us, we only applied for one application. One business, one application.
Right.
It was expensive.
It was expensive.
I don't want to waste that much money. Like, I even debated on if I was going to do that one, because I was like, man.
But you had to. You had to throw your hat in the game.
I had to at least try. And that is, and it is what it is as far as the winning side thing goes. It cracked me up, though. One guy talked about how I am keeping medicine from sick children. That's what he sent to my personal Facebook page, Beth. Okay.
You
to my
have not stopped
personal-
medical cannabis from coming
Right?
at all. It's not. Trust me, it's not going to stop. It's still
and
coming.
it was for children with seizures.
Oh,
He obviously doesn't
not know
fucking
you.
know
Right.
what I got into this business
I
for.
know. Exactly.
So he can fuck off.
Yeah.
He can fuck all the way off. I don't care what he thinks. I did not bother to respond to him because I will not let someone like that take my energy.
Right.
And then I really think that the same guy that sent me that message through Facebook Messenger was the same guy that sent a message through our
812
site.
which was interesting.
Yeah, right. Bitching that he was going to leave bad reviews and how's it feel to work for a crybaby?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, you just really missed the whole point.
They don't understand. Well,
they don't.
Yeah.
They really don't understand.
It's not that the hemp businesses are upset here in Kentucky because they didn't get a license. I mean, they could be upset, but they're upset about the way it was done, the way the license were.
Yeah, the way it was
given.
done. And then also how much corruption is going on in this state when it comes to this type of stuff.
Right.
Our state got $27 million. Just take that in for applications.
For application
for
fees.
people that bought into the system. I understand fair, equitable business stuff. The rules were you had to be a Kentucky licensed business. None of the people that won, none of them were hemp growers that have been here since the beginning.
All right.
None of them won one.
All right.
Not one Kentucky farmer. And I thought that was the whole fucking purpose.
Saying it had to be a Kentucky business.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what everybody else thought too.
Right.
So when none of them got, included and didn't win, and no one knew what their ball number was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they talk about it was fair and it was all transparent. And look, they did it at the lottery and it was all out in the open and recorded. I didn't know what my fucking ball number was, and neither did anyone else. So how do we truly know that it was done fair? Right?
You gotta trust people.
And I'm sorry, but it's not going to hold anything up, y'all. Because and the governor talked about how there's been no lawsuits filed. Well, do you know how expensive it is to file a lawsuit?
Right.
I do.
Right.
And most people in my position, unless we all banded together, hint, hint, and filed a class action lawsuit, hint, hint, there's no way that just one person can, one, fight the government, and two, do it with funds that we're small businesses, most of us. We work really, really hard for what we do have. And the thought of wasting it on a lawsuit on a government that has endless funds and endless attorneys, it's expensive.
Right.
It is so expensive. We fought the Delta 8 lawsuit and won, but it cost us a lot of money. A lot of us in this industry gave to that. We all banded together to work towards that and to get it accomplished, but it was expensive. And there were a lot of people that didn't give, and then they got to reap the rewards.
Right.
And to this day, they are still reaping those rewards that we fought so hard for. I am all for promoting the entire industry, whether it is marijuana or hemp. It's cannabis. Cannabis is cannabis is cannabis. It's the same plant, whether it comes from hemp or whether it comes from marijuana. I'm all for it, and I always have been ever since my husband, I first saw him have a seizure before we were even married. So I'm always going to be for it. And I really don't care what those haters say about me. And if they want to call me a crybaby, go ahead. Because yeah, I cry every fucking night over the fact that people can't get the products they need, and they should be able to. And it should be here by now.
Yeah, no.
We should already have dispensaries up and running.
Yeah.
There should already be product in ready to go, and there
could have had local businesses. There could have been. We would have medical right now. So
we always do our best to promote local here too. That's another thing that I have I believe in it. I believe in supporting other local businesses. However, I don't necessarily believe in supporting other locals when they hurt the greater good. And SB 202 really hurt the actual hemp industry. And all of our beverages that we have promoted and talked about on here, they're going away soon. Unless I can somehow miraculously get a license to sell them. And it bothers me that there are a few local businesses that worked against us, and back rooms and closed doors, and worked against us. So for those of you that did that, if you're listening, all I can say is karma. It will come back to you. It will come back. And this, what you did to us, to the entire industry, will end up hurting you. It's just a matter of time. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. It may not be until the ABC starts doing the regulation checks, but it's going to come back and bite you in the fucking ass. And I will be there drinking my cup of coffee and just be like, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Because I
can't believe that anybody in the hemp industry would agree to give alcohol beverage control.
But they did.
But
they did.
Yeah. Well,
I was there.
They seem to want it that way.
They did.
They
wanted it that way because of the distribution side.
Right. Mass. Yep. I need, and we look at it differently. We talk about working with consumers one-on-one.
Yes. To
help them, and they just look at dollar signs.
Mm-hmm.
How many drinks can I sell? Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and that's what bothers me. And don't get me wrong. There's people that are just retailers that do that too.
And
it's all about money.
I understand making money.
I do too.
But when you hurt everybody else in the industry at the same time,
exactly,
you're not with this,
and you're not profiting truly. I mean, you may be getting some money, but eventually, people figure it out.
Those 5 milligrams, people are gonna get. They don't want to have to drink 4 drinks to feel any intoxication.
But maybe that's the point. They want you to buy the 4.
Then you can't buy singles anymore, so you'll have to buy a 4-pack. But and they're not cheap compared to alcohol. But I liked our drinks, but I do think that lower milligrams just really. It defeats the purpose of the drink. I don't know. That's my thought.
Well, and what really kills me about that whole issue, there were so many drinks approved through the cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
That were over 5 milligrams. I mean, if I was any of those people, I would want my money back. I would want my money back. The fact that I can't sell these drinks in Kentucky anymore and went through all that trouble
to make them get them approved,
get them approved through the
make
cabinet.
It all perfect, all of that.
But there's no regulations for the drinks. What the fuck
was right.
Yes,
we were being regulated.
Yeah, so those are the people that I hope they do. I hope they stand up against that, because this bill was not. It just handed everything over to the alcohol industry.
It just goes really to show you how government works. And
oh my gosh,
we're just figuring all that out. And all we do is get really angry.
And I'm trying not to
focus our energy into making change. So that's what we're doing.
And that's what really Hempin Happiness is about, is trying to get back to the happy side of the hempen business, even though we have a lot stacked against us. Yes. But Beth and I do still like to educate and provide the resource that everybody really needs in order to use these products correctly. And that is what we do here at 502 Hemp. And that's what we do at 812 Hemp. And that I am proud of. And I will always be proud of that fact. And the fact that I didn't sell out to big alcohol, and I didn't sell out to my investors because I don't have any.
Right. No.
I built this from the ground up.
Yeah.
By myself, with the help of my incredible team, which is Beth and Danielle and Dan and Laura and Jody and Kristen and Jared and Doug and Wilson. And my husband, because I got to throw him in there too.
So you got to throw him in there.
But my team. And over the years, there's been other members that have come and gone, but they've all been, I've had amazing support from my customers and my all the boards that I'm on and people that are business associates. So I truly do feel blessed. And I don't want anyone for 1 second to think that I am boo-hooing over not winning a lottery a lottery license.
Exactly.
Because I'm not. I'm still moving forward. We still have new products coming out. Dude, we have our triple treat gummy, it just got approved.
Yay.
It is 30 milligrams of Delta 9 THC, people. Yep, it's a big ass, fat ass gummy. But
the more milligrams, the bigger the gummy. That's what people
gummy.
understand about hemp now.
Yes, exactly. But that is our most potent gummy. And it's funny. And we've talked about this before too, Beth. THC affects everyone differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? So one day you could eat, I wouldn't eat a whole one because I'm a lightweight, but you could eat one gummy one day and then eat one the next day out of the same batch and feel completely different.
Exactly.
It all depends on what your mindset is. It depends on what's in your stomach. I mean, all of these things factor into THC and cannabis in general. So if you ever do get a THC product, at least from us, and are concerned, well, I didn't feel it anything, there's probably a reason for that. Most people don't know. And I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but peppercorn, we did talk about this in our last podcast, didn't we? Yeah. So keep that in mind. If you take too much cannabis, chew on some peppercorn. It is going to bring that high back down. So you're not freaking out and run into, an emergency room and freaking out and oh my gosh. And I just really want people to understand that there are ways to combat that. But here's the most important thing that you need to remember. No one has ever died from using cannabis products. Not truly. Now, has there been people that have had psychotic events? Yes. 9 times out of 10, it will be because they've already had psychotic issues or psychiatric issues, or maybe they're on other medications that amplify those psychotic episodes. But no one, general use, and even if you feel like your heart is beating out of your chest, because usually what THC will do is it will, if you are already feeling that anxiety feeling, it might just amplify that. So I always caution people when I talk to them, don't take a lot if you are already feeling anxious. I was at the track yesterday. I got a little story. And one of my friends, she's a sweetheart, she's also a customer, was there, and she's like, Dee, she goes, did you bring anything? I said, of course. How can I go somewhere without having samples in my purse? And she's like, I am so anxious. I'm like, okay. I said, try a half. I said, don't eat more than a half. And she's like, okay. So she did, and she was able to calm down, and it didn't bother her. So I was very happy about that. A little later in the day, I said, how are you feeling? She's like, so much better. Good. So she was just, it was too many people there. It was just too much activity.
And a lot of people have social anxiety. That's nothing. It's very normal.
And if you're out drinking, and I don't drink, I didn't drink while I was there. And I did a gummy. Like most of the people at my table did a gummy. We all,
probably a lot of people at the track doing gummies today.
Probably a lot. And it's fun. And, you don't have that hangover the next day. So I still got up and went to the gym this morning.
That's right.
But I think you can use these products responsibly. You just have to learn how to use them, get properly educated, and keep in mind that is why we are here. That's why we did what we did. We have certified cannabis consultants, not just one. We got 2 at 502 now. Others are starting their path on that. And it's just important to me that we are here to give you that expert advice, and we actually know what we're talking about. We've actually been in this business for a long time. We aren't one of the ones that won one of the licenses that are from out of state or have absolutely no experience in cannabis. One of the local dispensaries is, I was just kind of floored, but they have zero experience on cannabis. And a customer came into the 812 store. I was over there working this past Sunday, which I loved, by the way. I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I really did. I did. I did. I had such a good time. Because I don't get to be out, front with the customers as much. So when I get that chance to, I kind of like it. I don't do it all the time.
You're right.
But I did love it. But he came in and he actually drove over to the Clarksville store from Louisville. And he and I were talking. He came to get flour. So, but he and I were talking, and he was just like, I'm just floored by all of it. He goes, I used to be a big supporter of our governor. He said, but I'm not now. He said, it just opened up all that. It showed all the corruption.
Right.
And how, he's just moving on to his next big thing.
Right.
So
he's like, I did that. I'm done. Yeah.
He just wants his numbers up now for it to look good that he brought in all this new industry, all these new businesses.
All the new businesses that are going to be dissolved because they didn't get a medical license.
Yep. So it was just nice to hear from a customer like that and, meet and greet and talk to some of everybody. I'll be there again. Well, I don't know if this will get it, but I'll be there a few times in May. So if you guys have questions in Indiana, by all means, come see us. But we're always here for you. And just keep in mind, I didn't get in this business to take advantage of people. I got into it to help people, and I will always do everything I can, and I will continue to keep fighting for our rights to use a plant that has helped more people than it has ever harmed. And for our government and for our local state governments to want to end that or stop that, man, you guys need to move on to something else that actually hurts people.
Right. Exactly. There are many things out there hurting people.
Many.
This is not one.
This is not one of them.
This is one thing that's really helping people, making a difference in people's lives. So.
Yeah. Yep. And I will forever be honored and grateful to do what I do and do how I've done it and doing it the right way. So thank you guys for listening. Do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. And I promise I will try to get back more on a schedule and do these podcasts with you all, because I know for the listeners that do listen, thank you. We do appreciate you.
Thank you.